Welcome everyone to another spooky and frightening episode of When Madmen Lead the Blind. In our prior episode, our horrifying denizens of the dark decided to discover, after centuries of waiting, that they actually enjoy water sports. Um, and now we are entering back into the scene, and we have a variety of very odd, curious objects that need to be investigated in order to determine the next course of action. We have the strange journal remnants that were discovered in Werewolf Kaczynski's backyard in his weird little veranda. And we have a copy, a first edition of a certain Walden Pond book by Henry David Thoreau, which is sealed hermetically and has a bookmark in the interior that seems to be made of silver and aside from that, you haven't examined it terribly intimately because it's made of silver. I imagine we are still in Victor's place. We are waking up from the prior day. We are entering into the scene. Wait a minute, let me just switch everything over. And I guess we can start discussing our theories and our clues.
Ah, so whose theory? Who has theories here?
Werewolves can't do silver, right?
It
As
just
I'm
does
aware.
it just does superficial damage to them. Um, it's more dangerous to uh, vampires than it is to werewolves.
Hmm.
I still find the silver bookmark deeply troubling.
Remind me, does the bookmark have any designs on it that we've been able to see, or any like notations or anything like that?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Go ahead and give me an investigation roll, Francois. Thank goodness we don't have to do that farce where I have to do it for you.
True. You said investigation.
Yes. Or whatever you
Nice.
think is appropriate. Honest to God. Whatever, if you tell me you want to do X, I will allow you to do X, because it'll probably be reasonable.
It's investigation. Yeah. I'm gonna use my wits for it though. Is that all right?
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Wow.
Well,
Francois, you are turned off by the fact that it's silver, and your revulsion against the metal clouds your judgment and your ability to discern it, and you recoil. Anyone else attempts to care to try?
I will do that.
All right, go ahead. Are there any special precautions you take in order to investigate it? Do you say, I don't know, use tweezers or something so you can slip it out? Do you then prop it open to the page that it's on?
Do we have ghouls around or like human slaves?
Yeah, you can totally have a human open it up for you.
Yeah.
Oh damn, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna awkwardly like, you there, please
It's the same guy
open.
who's cleaning the piss. And he's like, you just want me to take out a bookmark? All right, that's the.
You also have to open the page it's to. We can't lose the bookmarked page.
All right, that sounds pretty straightforward. You got it, boss. He goes over, he opens a book, opens it to the page. It's like page 289.
The book explodes.
You're all dead. Reroll.
Wow.
Suckers. So anyway, the book opens. The book opens. He
Yeah.
removes the bookmark and he lays the bookmark next to it on a cloth. And he also takes out a magnifying glass because I guess he figures you want to look at it. And he plops it down. He's like, "All right, is there anything else you need?"
Thank you.
So I would wonder, is it silver all the way through or just plated?
Go ahead.
Mercurio's just gonna stare up at him like, if you're volunteering to find out.
Yes, please take aggravated damage by stabbing yourself with a bookmark.
Oh, but I mean, we could. If if it's just plated? Get the plating removed and just sort of look into what it's made out of entirely.
Give me an investigation check.
And that's gonna go ahead and do an investigation. Interrogance.
Wow. You scrutinize the bookmark, and you've seen your fair amount of metallurgy during the war in the past, and you can tell that it is solid silver. As you look at it, though, you notice that it has a kind of a strange geometry to it. It has indents and grooves that seem to be moving in a pattern that is distinctly inorganic. The grooves aren't some kind of mass-produced shaping or anything. They were purposely cut in there. And there's actually, from what you can gather, it looks like the bookmark opens up wider. There seems to be a very faint and very thin hidden hinge on it.
So I will try to use the tweezers to trigger the hinge.
All right. You see that there is a small clasp on one side, and you flip open the bookmark. And the bookmark's interior shows the entirety of the pattern. It's a series of interlocking grooves and other things, and when you open it up, it exposes very small holes. Kind of odd. They're spaced randomly and oddly. You can't. You don't quite get what it's about, but it looks like it might have something to do with uncovering information. Like if you were to place it over something in a particular way.
So it's a cipher.
Yeah, it is a cipher. You reach the conclusion that it is a cipher, and you pray that page 289 is the page that it's supposed to go on.
Okay. Who has the highest subterfuge? I've got 3. Is that 3 or? Because there's an X. No.
You've got higher than me.
Frenchie. Is he away from? He's away. I'll just check.
Sorry, I was muted. I forgot. I do not have higher subterfuge.
I'm gonna go ahead and try a subterfuge and intelligence roll to see if I can figure out how to use the cipher.
Sure, go ahead. Wow, nice. Your first conclusion is it can't possibly be page 289. So you flip over the bookmark and you plop it down. You plop it down one end, the other end, the third end. You know, you basically rotate it in different directions and flip it over and try it a few different ways. And eventually, it lines up in a way that you feel is purposeful. It seems to only be selecting. The spaces aren't large enough for words. And as a matter of fact, one of the spaces in the bottom right is simply 89, but the rest are simply single letters.
Okay, so it might be a passkey code phrase. Whatever they call those things that you use on computers these days.
Mercury is going to snicker lightly. Password, please.
Huh. So what letters and numbers does it signify?
The only number that appears is the number 89. Yeah, there we go, 89. And the rest are simply single letters. And the letters that are left, here, one moment.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
There are there are 5 letters exposed.
Uh-huh.
Okay, they are A, E, I, O, and U.
Fuck you.
Wow.
Okay. So it's an alphanumeric code of some kind. Geez. Why did my name come up as Victor?
You must accidentally have selected as token or something. It does that. It's a little irritating.
Oh, okay. That's what that is. Okay.
I don't know, my token changed completely one day.
we'll look into that.
Yeah, I see what happened. I had like my cursor. I was clicked on him on the little map thing. Um, yeah, my token's not on there. What the fuck, man?
Here, don't worry about it. It's not terribly important, but
Rude.
I'll slide it over there for you. Let me see here. Should just
Better.
okay. It, it
Um,
it has you show up as
okay, yeah, fine. All right.
It's really
Um,
weird. We'll fix it later.
so now, what do we want to do with this? Does anyone have any ideas?
Does anyone? Okay, you can roll something to kind of get a little hint here if you want. So,
I'd like to do that.
okay, what would you, in examining the information presented to you right now, how would you like to approach the situation?
May I approach this looking for... May I approach this looking for any sign of what the passcode could be used on? May I look for... Could that be technology? Maybe?
Go ahead and make a technology roll.
Okay.
Fix my token.
Oh, good. Yeah, you have to switch it.
It's very simple.
Yeah, you have to switch both. You have to switch the token's image and your main image, and then it'll do it.
Oh, crap. Technology, which ability? Is that going to be intelligence?
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll me a percentile.
Percentile?
Yep, and over or above 30. Call it.
Okay. How do I roll percentile again? I'm sorry.
/RD 100.
Thank you.
Actually, shit. Yeah, I think you would reasonably know this. Doesn't do it. That's kind of weird. Actually, I'm just going to give this to you because it makes perfect sense.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
well, I rolled a
perfect.
72 anyway.
All right.
Yeah?
As you look at it and you think about it, and you see the numbers and the letters, you get kind of a strange pang of brilliance and go, are they coordinates?
Oh, he would have every reason to think that, whether or not it's true.
You
Did you say out there out loud? Are these coordinates?
They are vowels, dear.
What's that?
They are vowels.
You French don't know anything about that, though.
Clearly, you have not read much French language, or you'd see that we are entirely enamored with vowels.
Yes, that was what was called sarcasm. That's a Greek invention, though.
Mercurio is just gonna like clap Paco in the back. Good man, good man.
So AEIOU. I wonder why.
I wonder if the Y not. Do you think the Y not being there means anything? Because Y is not a vowel, but it's vowel adjacent. I don't know. I think I'm reading into things too much there.
Yeah.
We shouldn't
No,
pursue that line of thinking. How would coordinates apply? Are there any numbers?
Yeah, the 89.
Okay, 89. Right. Oh, what's the? Okay. Francois is real quick gonna pull out his phone and look up the coordinates of Chicago.
Yeah, go ahead, and then you can just paste them in there. Now, mind you, the numbers are the numbers that you will get have no bearing on the actual geography. They're just random. Otherwise, it'd be a massive pain in the ass for you to have made this cipher. But when you pull up Chicago, you will get a grasp of how coordinates will look, and that'll probably be a little bit illustrative.
E could stand for east, but
Okay, this is freakishly coincidental, but 89 is almost in the coordinates of Chicago. I should have looked
Hmm.
this up.
That's why I was like
Ooh,
thinking about it. Cause I'm like, well,
love
what
it.
if? And it's like 87. That's like pretty close.
That's extremely close.
Actually,
Plus,
yeah,
it's
yeah. You know what? I think you might, if you do this, you might theoretically have done it.
oh my god. Okay.
So perhaps the numbers are some sort of gematria, or the letters are some sort of gematria, rather.
Uh,
Um, I'm
out of
gonna.
oh,
What's
go
that?
ahead.
Oh,
I was
I'm
gonna
just
say out
gonna.
of character. What's gematria?
It's a Greek thing, whereby letters in the Greek alphabet are assigned a numerical correspondence, and so these are all vowels. I believe they're all in the Greek alphabet in that case. In which case, they should
Hmm.
all have numerical correspondence. Either that, or I'm just way ahead of what Ian might have possibly done.
I like your thinking, Puck.
Go
Uh,
ahead and try that substitution formula then for the vowels that you, for the letters that you have.
do you want me to actually like do this, or can I just roll for it?
You can roll for it. Go ahead.
All
Because the
right,
coordinates are entirely irrelevant, honestly.
yeah. I'm
Oh,
just gonna
Maybe
roll an occult and intelligence and hope that that works out for me.
Huh. Okay. Why a cult?
a cold.
Gematria is like occult adjacent.
Hmm. I would want
It's
something.
used in mystic systems like Hermeticism.
Okay. I'll let you do it.
I mean, yeah.
Either
Hmm.
way, it's a two.
You confirm that, you know what, you think you're on the right track, but when you do it using the way you suggested, where like, A is one, two is blah blah blah, it doesn't generate an actionable coordinate, like something that makes sense.
Hmm.
So AEIOU would be 1 5 E iota 10, 1 5 10, 70, and 4.
What numbers do we have again?
You have
I think I'm.
89.
That's the only number we have.
Yes.
Okay. Hmm. Number 89, we have AEIOU. And where was the 89 again? Where did we find that? On the
It was in
bookmark?
the bottom right of the page.
Bottom right of the page. I go to page 89.
Okay, go to page 89. Now, do you do anything with the bookmark?
Um, I mean, I mean, what page are we currently on?
289.
Okay, I think I'll put like a little like, I don't know, scrap of paper in page 289 so we can quickly flip back, and then take the bookmark and overlay it over page 89, like how we did with 289.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What do I get?
Here, wait a minute.
Do I get attacked by the Yeti?
You do not get attacked by the Eddy. The Yeti. All right, you have this. It shows QWERTY exposed when you put it on page 89.
Okay, all right. Do we find any more numbers or anything scratched in, or?
No, for this one, the space where the 89 appeared is now the Y.
Okay. Huh.
Hmm.
So we had AEIOU.
Remington and Sons are at it again.
In this adventure serial of convoluted book puzzle.
This is an alternate history where Dvorak or whatever it is actually the more common layout.
Oh God, yeah.
God. Sure.
Pretty. Okay, so we have a keyboard layout. We have six there. Okay, so we have 6 letters. Previously, we had 5 letters with the AEIOU. So I don't think there's a correspondence between them in terms of like Q equals A or something.
Mm-hmm.
We do have the common E. So it's possible that the E's are aligned, so that means that like for every Q there's an E, but that doesn't make any sense. I think the QWERTY might be referring more to a keyboard, obviously. Are there any keyboards or typewriters nearby?
Well, you're in the. You went over.
That's true.
You went back to Victor's place, so the ghouls have one where they do research and stuff.
Were there any keyboards or typewriters at the werewolf's place?
Give me an intelligence wits roll.
Okay.
You recall there being a typewriter.
Okay, we might have to go back there then. Well, okay.
Who has
Next-
a computer?
There's a computer in here. The ghouls that Victor has have a computer.
Hmm.
Can I flip back to page 289 and see if there are any words that are in close proximity to one another and contain those letters? Because like Q and W and Y are uncommon. So maybe there are words on page 289 that like make something. I mean,
Okay.
do the words that those include on page 89 make anything?
Go ahead and give me an intelligence. You can just give me an intelligence roll, I guess. Or intelligence wits. Or however you want to do it. Huh?
Oof.
Ooh. As you scrutinize this, you find yourself approaching a dead end. You think that maybe this isn't quite it.
Oh, in that case. Let's stuff this for now and see if we can find some more clues, eh?
Indeed. Mercurio is going to take one last lingering look at the book
Alright, go ahead.
and skim the contents of page 289.
Okay, go ahead.
Does he find anything?
Give me
Don't already know.
give me a roll. Intelligence, wits, or let me see if there's any other odd things you could do here.
After this, he's gonna check page 89 because it's unlikely, but it would. I mean, why not?
I would suggest checking pages 8 and 9 individually.
Let's do all of the above. Just to be sure.
Let me unpause the game. Alright, go ahead and give me an investigation intelligence roll.
Whoa, what happened?
Why is it strength?
Because it didn't let me select. I clicked on investigation and it just rolled.
Oh,
It didn't let me select.
that is very odd. Hold on a second. Oh, it lets me do it. I will.
Yep, it doesn't. I do not get a pop up.
As you scrutinize the book, you go back to Paco's discussion of the old Greek substitution cipher, and you think, well, it didn't make sense going A1, B2. What if A is 26 and B is 25?
Guys, hear me out. Let's try it backwards.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
I will do another. I guess everyone just give me your appropriate investigation check as you kind of go between the pages and everything. So I will roll for you, Mercurio, since you are having some kind of nightmare where you're doing intelligence strength.
I click it and there is no option. I just hear the rolling sound.
It's so odd. All right. Here, I'll roll it for you, and give me one as well, Paco.
Oh yeah, I was about to do that. What am I rolling?
Investigation wits or investigation resolve,
Oh,
whatever you
we're
think is
looking.
appropriate.
We're looking for a cipher, right?
Yes.
I would rather use subterfuge
Sure.
intelligence.
Go ahead.
Alright, subterfuge intelligence. Here we go.
When you do it backwards, it actually results in coordinates. I imagine reasonably you get the coordinates, and since none of you are mentats, you just type in the coordinates into Google, right?
Yes.
What's
Okay.
a Google?
You have the ghouls do it, and it pops up with a location in Gary, Indiana.
Oh
Gary,
fuck.
Indiana.
Gary, Indiana.
That's actually not terribly. It's like 2 hours away from Chicago. You're
Wait,
aware of this.
wait, shut up. Keep the theme going. Gary, Indiana.
Sorry.
New York City. All right. You have found an actionable set of coordinates in Gary, Indiana, and you just plug them into Google, do a little map, little person plug down, and it seems to be an abandoned factory in a part of town that is under a Superfund cleanup site. So it's under a bit of security, and people aren't allowed in. It's interesting.
Hmm.
Well, abandoned old spooky places have never been a problem for me before.
Nor have they never been.
I think I
They're
understand what
easy
you
to
mean.
hide stuff in, so it's probably a decent lead.
Oh.
No, myself.
Shall we arrange travel plans then?
Yes.
That sounds perfect.
All right, perfect. I gotta use the privy, so give me 1 second. Okay, welcome back, everyone. It turns out the coordinates are in St. Louis, Missouri, for some reason that our viewers will never know. Ooh. It's because somebody wanted to charter a plane because they're a jackass. So anyway,
Yes, I am.
let's get back into it. It is a super fun site in St. Louis, Missouri, a destitute factory. You can charter a plane out of Chicago Airport, and let's get back into it. All right, people.
So, Francois, what type of champagne do you want on the plane?
Whatever you have available. I have never had this good of a taste for champagne. I understand the irony, but all of the champagne supremacists who say that champagne can only come from Champagne are full of it. The champagnes from California are fine, and anyone who says otherwise is merely blowing themselves.
Unexpected, but accepted.
Mercurio, what do you think of the journey to St. Louis, Missouri?
I believe I believe my senses are still crossed, as. Shit, what are they crossed as today? Oh no, it's a new day, so I didn't roll.
Tasting sounds.
Tasting sounds? Oh, shit. That's unpleasant. That's really unpleasant.
It's gonna be a shitty plane ride for you.
Well, he's just kind of like, you know what? You're right. It's less bad than a regular plane. I'm still not about it, but
Yeah. Private jet's where it's at, I gotta say. So we land. Where do we land? I think
Describe
there's only one.
describe how you get over and enter the airport, and let's see if you engage in any chicanery on your way to the airport, and then we can take it off.
Well, I chartered the plane and got that all taken care of. So we'll leave out of a private airport, but I don't sully my hands with looking for ground transportation.
All right. You make your way to the airport, and you arrive. And I actually need to check to see how fucking long it takes to get to St. Louis, Missouri.
probably like a 2-hour flight. Do we take the bus to the airport?
I guess
We can get an Uber at the very least.
it is an
Or we
out.
run
It's
along, like,
a 90-minute.
rolls.
It's a 90-minute flight from St. Louis to Chicago.
So just under 2 hours. That is cool.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. All right, so you arrive fresh in St. Louis. It is about 3 in the morning. The sun is actually going to come up in about an hour.
Good.
You have never been to St. Louis. You have no idea what to do while you're in this town in order to stay alive. How are we going to kick up some dirt, make some motions, and get yourselves a safe place to stay?
Do I have any like connections or contacts down here that are like also running clubs or like have visited or something like that?
Roll me a. Let me see here. Let me see what the appropriate thing would be here. Give me. Oh, do a streetwise check.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh, I like that.
What can I use stunning for?
Stunning.
Yeah, it's under my features.
I think if I recall, stunning just lets you add 2 extra dice.
Oh.
All right, Francois, you give a think, and you remember that there's another particularly cantankerous Frenchman in town, who's
No.
you don't care for him. He's from the other part of France. Yeah, he's
from Champagne and is very snooty about his champagne.
Thank you for
my
leading
God.
into it.
That's how a man gets killed right there.
He actually invented champagne.
Oh no.
He is a very
gosh.
wealthy man, and he's very particular about it. His name is Parsifal, and he you don't mind spending time with him if you have to, and seeing as how you're in town, you may as well. You remember that he has one of the nicer clubs in town. Oh, what are you angling for, Paco?
I'm just letting you talk for a second, but I'll explain in a second.
Okay, perfect. You just charter a cab really quick and go over to his club, which is beginning its process of bunkering down for the evening.
I'll interrupt now.
Okay, go.
Either in the airport or on the way to the club somewhere, I'm just gonna hop and look for a place where people of means congregate, and I'm gonna go ahead and charm persuasion my way into staying with some beautiful people for the weekend.
Do you remember the really well-to-do part next to the park in central St. Louis with like those enormous industrial era mansions?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. It's Central West End.
Yeah, Central West End. You managed to snoot your way up to Central West End, leaving Mercurio and Francois apparently out in the cold for some strange reason. And
Hey. I mean,
Hey,
he's not charismatic. He's hot. He's not charismatic.
yeah, if I gotta pull the sexy innkeeper, I can't have baggage.
all right, Paco, you are taken care of for the evening, and we will come back the next morning when we recongregate. But Francois and Mercurio, you're in front of Parsifal's club. Oh God, I need like a really stupid name for this. It sounds French or something.
Hold on, I got this. Petit Bain.
The Little Bomb.
Bain. Bain. I'm assuming it's pronounced with a Bain. I don't know.
Le Petit Bon.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the name of his club. And the bouncer is out front eyeing the two of you, saying, I'm really sorry, but the club is closed.
It is not close to us.
I like that. Just, no. No, it's not closed.
Yeah, I'm sorry, sirs, but you're going to have to leave. Don't make me have to resort to violence.
I mean, I'll use my blood power thing. What is it? I think it's presence is what it's called.
Ah, shit, let me open up that document so I can double check.
Oh, the name of this club is Small Bath.
I also have a skill in nightclub etiquette. Can I? Is that abuse?
Oh,
I mean,
shit. Go ahead and roll etiquette then.
I
Okay.
mean, failing that, I will be very happy to just be like, well, there's a very powerful man inside waiting for us.
Jeez, I am rolling
You're welcome to
horrifically
keep
today.
waiting. Let's have your name. Huh?
I'm just rolling so terribly today.
Okay, the the successes are independent of the number of die.
Still,
Mm-hmm. So like Paco got like a 5 out of 8 die, but
That's 5 successes.
yeah, the DC for that was only 3, so that's fine. The DC for this is 1. All you have to do is just make mention of the club owner, Parsifal. So go ahead and do that, and then we'll see what happens.
it is not open to us. After all, we are associates of Cassido.
You hear him go. We got like a strange Frenchman and some weird Portuguese guy out front. What's your name, sir?
Francois.
And yours?
The lover of champagne.
We have Francois and a lover of champagne. You hear? He says you can come up and see
He
him.
talks like that.
I know, but you hear it like through the headset and what have you. So he says you can come up.
And he's gonna ask the doorman, and your name?
My name is Bruce.
Thank you, Bruce. He's just kind of pat him on the shoulder as they go.
You did a good job, fella.
Thank you,
Pretty much.
champagne lover. He's up in the manager's office. You skulk up through the club, the little bath, and as you could probably imagine, everything in the interior is bathing themed. As a matter of fact, the place is even well known for its hot spas in the back, where you can get dangerously drunk and go to a sauna, which is not advised. But the guy knows how to bribe people, so he can still keep doing it.
So you could say it's a wet bar.
I hate you. So you go up to the top, and you hear a, "Is that you, Francois?"
Indeed it is. Bonjour.
It is always a pleasure to see you. Now,
I
what?
wish I could say the same for you.
You are always so brisk, Francois. Now, what brings you to Saint Louis?
We are tracking down some coordinates that we received from a journal, and just was looking for a place to stay, perhaps someone to break blood over.
Coordinates. Where did you get these coordinates?
Oh, I cannot give up all of my secrets to you, my friend.
I will need at least something to whet my intellectual palate before I allow you to stay at my place without a price. I'm sure you understand, Francois.
Let me just say that this journal and the coordinates inside were picked up from a very furry man who was dead due to disease. And so this is sort of us figuring out what is going on. But yes, he was a werewolf.
Now that is curious, Francois. All right, you may stay here in my executive suite. And if you wish to have anything to eat, simply ask Bruce.
Of course, I will. You have a wonderful doorman, and he does a wonderful job.
There is no need to bring and turn the little bath into a place of lies, Francois.
Oh, so long as you are here, it is always a place of lies.
Ha,
Only worse
Francois.
now that I am here.
Your sharp tongue. Now, I will bid you adieu. I am going to go
Yeah, adieu.
retire. I think
I
you
wish you well.
you actually have been here once before in ages past, and you know where he keeps the super duper secret place that vampires can sleep. Now, is there
Oh.
anything you want to eat before you head down there?
Uh, Mercurio is gonna try to find the most sober patron there and basically make sure he doesn't want to get hungry during the whatever may go down.
The bar is actually closed. It is 3 a.m. There are no patrons. There is only Bruce, who you
Fantastic. Is
now.
anyone else? Are there any other people sleeping in other suites?
Um, you ask Bruce, and Bruce informs you that there are two blood slaves. They're over, and if you wish to drink from them, you are more than welcome.
We'll go do that.
Um,
Um,
they are not willing. Well, they're blood slaves. You know that it's less than copacetic to drink from them.
I mean, so hold on a sec. Are they like awake? Are they asleep? What is their physical situation right now? What are they doing?
They are presently awake. They are adapted to a vampire's sleep schedule.
Just kind of wrinkle his nose and request that the lights be turned down in their I don't want to say habitat. Yeah, he's just gonna say habitats.
You got it, baby. As they turn the lights down.
And he will attempt stealth, entering one of the rooms.
You're gonna try to sneak up on someone that's totally conscious, okay?
Yes. Okay. You know how one of his flaws is outdated conventions. He cannot. He feels so fucking wrong trying to drink from an awake conscious person. It's super fucked up. Consent is a thing. Mercurio is not about it. That is one of the old ways he is stuck in. Sandman forever.
Okay, Sandman life. Okay, go ahead and stealth in there.
He's gonna attempt to stealth into the room.
Okay, I got a DC in mind, and let's see if you manage it.
All right. See, not all stupidness has to be combat.
So I love this
Not all
game. It's
stupidity.
extremely
Huh?
moronic drivel over people's.
So we've got stealth, and is that going to be dexterity?
Yeah, that sounds reasonable. Yeah, that's a no. You stumble. You tell the person to lay down and not pay attention to you. And they're like, "Yeah, you got it, baby." And they like lay down and everything, and they twirl their hair up, got the neck exposed and everything. You skulk in there, trip on some shit, make a big racket. You can hear them kind of give a deep sigh, and then they go, "Yeah, baby, yeah." As you come in, um, you the person is clearly awake and irritated, but they're not exactly telling you to go away. They sort of chose to do this, but they are bloodbound to Parsifal.
What do you say?
They're bloodbound to Parsifal, so it's a little. Consent here is kind of weird, but.
I'm gonna turn the volume up a little.
Yeah, sure. Consent's a little weird right now, but if you want to continue, you may, or you can simply refrain and maybe hunt some drunks tomorrow evening. I think you actually had already eaten a few hours before getting on the plane, if I recall. I think you all had a big feeding session, so I think you're fine actually for now.
He did, so he's just gonna say, he's just gonna like, have a good evening, sweet dreams. Bye.
Please,
Leave.
do you tuck them in?
Yes, he does.
Do you kiss your homies goodnight? All right, good.
No. No, he'll tuck them in.
All right, you tuck them in and you leave. Now, Francois, what horrifying nonsense are you getting up to?
I mean, he's just gonna go to the bouncer at the Barry, I think was his name.
It was Bruce.
Bruce. I got the B part right. He's gonna go up to Bruce and be like, "So, I would like the most St. Louis person you have on top, then."
You want the what?
The most St. Louis person you have available.
Saint Lucy?
Louis.
Louisy?
Louis. As in someone who is very much from St. Louis.
Let me see
You
here.
know, when in Rome, drink the Romans, and when in St. Louis, drink the St. Louisians.
Well, your weird friend went into the room from a person from a little bit south of here.
I mean, is they good tasting? I don't like it. As they from St. Louis?
Oh, they're not, but the other one is. So just go in there and have your fill.
Okay, that sounds perfect. And he'll go in there and, get to drinking.
All right. You sit yourself on the St. Louisian. They taste like this really specific cheese they have there, and you're like, huh, how odd. Provolone, a little bit of manchego, very fascinating, interesting. I'll be back. I'm a satisfied customer. Then you see Mercurio, as you are leaving, you see Mercurio slowly stepping backwards out of the pod next door. You two make eye contact, give each other a nod like, we will not speak of this, and then and you skulk down into the slumber pods. The day passes, the bar is quiet, it is not open, and you are roused by it. What's up?
When you say slumber pod, is that just a coffin?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're like,
I had to make sure.
Parsifal, he believes in the classics. So it can honestly take any shape or form you want. So, you awaken. I imagine that you are going to hit up Paco, and then the three of you congregate. Where do you congregate?
So, Paco's night was spent partying with his pants off, and there's just a throng of people there in the Lux little home that I've shacked up with. And I'm just going to ask if anybody's hungry, because there's like knocked out thoughts just hanging over banisters out in this bitch.
Mercurio's gonna just kind of like sulk over to an unconscious patron and fill up before they go.
Yeah, I figured. So
That's not gonna do the same.
You just fed.
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
just making sure nobody's hungry before we start the date. Breakfast is very important.
All right, you're good.
So, how far are we from the establishment with which we need to have business?
It's like 10 miles southwest of St. Louis or something of that nature, so I'm going to say it's about a half hour's drive.
All right, I'm just going to find somebody's car keys, and their car's just not going to be here when they wake up.
Roll me a percentile and tell me above or below 80. You got to tell me above or below 80 before you roll.
Below 80.
Okay, no, you got to...
Oh, I'm sorry. I got to tell you above or below. I'm sorry. I'm going to reroll.
Above or below?
1d100. I'm going to say below.
Okay, you got to do it again.
I always put the R first.
I know.
I'm still staying up. I'm still staying below.
Hey, r/1d100 is my favorite subreddit.
Okay.
Find out if that exists.
There actually is one, and it's for D100 rolling tables. It's actually pretty useful. I steal content from there all the time. So anyway, you go out, you grab the key fob, and you see that it is the key fob for a Maybach 62.
Yeah, boy.
And you go out there, and it is a really egregiously. A Maybach is essentially it's the American equivalent of a Rolls Royce. And you see it. It's grand. It's got the wood interior, fresh leather. There's decanters of champagne and stuff in it. There's fucking just pills and everywhere. It's perfect. Really comfy, good ride. You're gonna take that down there over to the Superfund site?
Oh yeah.
Okay. As you are driving your way down through there, you notice that it is in less than a pleasant part of town. And as you keep driving, people keep gawking at you. Your car is standing out like fucking crazy. It is I think it's like a $300,000 car. Your car is worth like 10 times more than their house. I
I
guess.
feel very visible.
Yeah.
Bottom is exposed.
You eventually arrive at the exterior fence of the Superfund site, and let me just read you a quick little blurb about this.
Hmm.
Oh God, which one did we pick? Hold on a second.
The industrial.
It was.
I got it. It didn't go all the way. Okay, it's 15 miles southwest of St. Louis. It's on a little river floodplain. You caught that it was
Floodplain?
used. Yeah, it's on a floodplain.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
the soil in the area is polluted with aluminum pressings and stuff. I think it was like a dye shop or something. They did a lot of industrial pressing here. The place is extremely polluted, abandoned, and pretty well fenced out. How would you like to proceed from now?
Hmm.
I mean, are there any major buildings?
Yeah, the factory is in a distance. You can see it probably a half mile into the interior next to the river, along with a bunch of other warehouses and other buildings. There are no lights and no recent signs of activity from what you can see where you are right now.
I say we go to the factory. I'm sure, like, is there? I'm sure there's like a gate that we can go through or something, right?
Yeah, the gate is like locked and barred though.
Um, is there any indication this would be a problem for us? Like, is there any reason we can't just like go to a hardware store?
Um.
And we could even just accelerate the car through the gate or something, you know?
Yeah, well, that would make a lot of noise, but
I like
mean,
how hopping the fence is just alien to you. So you're like, you're like, oh, we'll ram the fence.
Dexterity. Before we go anywhere, though, I want to do a thorough investigation. Or search, I guess. Should I use awareness or investigation? I just want to search the car for anything useful. Weapons, pills, cocaine.
Okay. I have
Anything
one.
you can use.
Give me an investigation roll.
Alright.
You dig around and you only find one thing of note: opera glasses, which serve as very crude binoculars.
Yeah, that's trash. Okay. Let's just hop this fucking fence.
All right, everyone, give me some dexterity checks. You just have to not fail.
Do I just jump over the fence?
Yeah, you do.
Hey, all right.
Francois, Paco, you just jump over the fence, like clear it in one bound. Oh God.
fantastic.
I had a critical with 7.
Yeah, Mercurio was something terrible is gonna happen with Mercurio.
Damn it. I know, it's likely.
Oh, look at that!
Oh, thank goodness.
Mercurio just jumps over the fence and lands on the other side with Grace, and the three of you look at each other like, "Hey, cool! Wow, looks like fences are a thing of the past. So centuries of fear."
That's just no problem. Running water, can't do it, bro.
The river's banks explode as a torrent of water gushes out. So, as you enter and cross onto the other side, you can see evidence of what seems to have been a fire that occurred some time ago. The trees are burnt. And the bark is regrowing, and the ground cover is littered with vines and what have you and everything. But you can see that there are rocks that are scorched. It looks like a fire came through here sometime past. You
How
can't.
much? Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, how much ground cover is there?
It's like a sparsely populated wood area, and it slopes down the embankment to the river where there is the factory. There's a few streetlights near where behind you that would kind of illuminate your shadows faintly. But
Yeah.
if you wanted to be stealthy, that is an option, and you can make use of the ground cover. Okay, good.
Yeah, I don't want anyone to catch my approach, at least.
Mercurio, Francois.
I will follow. Yeah, I mean,
Francois steps right into a bear trap and
oh,
make
well,
make a make a roll to see how you approach. Are you going to mimic Paco's stealthiness? How do you want to approach the situation?
I mean, I don't.
Shout, wave your arms, and run.
Yeah, I don't honestly feel that concerned about like people catching us. I
I'm
mean, I'll
not
like,
concerned about.
you know, go faux stealthily, but I'm not, like ducking and diving and like trying to, like I'm not rolling across the ground and there's no music playing in the background.
Oh yeah, Paco is doing that and he looks like an idiot. Well, I guess Mercurio and Francois just walk up to the factory.
Yep. Yep.
Pretty much.
You're gonna one day when the storm comes, you're gonna want my nods.
Okay, so as Paco Commando rolls down into the fucking factory, he notices immediately that this area seems to be where the fire originated. There's this disgusting ashy veneer everywhere, burnt paper, and other things. And it looks like they resealed the factory and whatnot. And it seems that trapped in whatever caused the fire and burnt everything on the inside to a crisp. One of the doors is burst outwards, like something escaped from it savagely, and you can see tracks running off into the woods.
Well, I don't know about all y'all, but I say we follow those tracks.
I think we should at least take a few minutes to attempt to see what made them or why.
Hmm.
Well, it's probably off in the woods, right?
The fire occurred a while ago, so whatever made the tracks is
Oh.
long gone.
Oh, okay.
Right, anyone want to do an investigation here, an awareness? What do you want to do to examine the tracks?
Yes.
Okay.
Just yes.
Yes! Everyone can do whatever the hell they want. Paco, this is actually a situation where I would recommend a cult.
Ooh.
So what is the situation exactly, just so I understand?
The building caught on fire, and it looks like the place was sealed pretty tight, and there's a door in front of you. The door was blown off its hinges, and you can see claw marks and enormous, strange footprints on the ground. It reeks of the
Yeah, no,
occult.
definitely gonna fucking. That's curious.
Anything you want to do, Francois?
Yeah, I'll just, make my investigation roll
Mm-hmm.
using wits.
Okay, I'll go with Francois. Francois, you determined that any tracks would be hard to follow because the the footprints that are here are because the material that came down from the fire hardened around them, basically making kind of like a mold, honestly. And that's why the prints have lasted this long. Paco, you look at them and it is unmistakable. These are the footprints of a werewolf in its combat form. Big, hulking, stereotypical werewolf, half man, half wolf. Something caused the werewolf to flee, which is a terrifying concept. As to what would make a werewolf go, I am getting the fuck out of here, burst out of here, and run away.
I mean, I think a big
Something-
fire could do that.
That's true.
I feel justified in my use of stealth.
You're not wrong. Dun, dun, dun.
Discretion is the better part of valor.
That is true. Okay. With your awarenesses and your investigations, you can note that the area is deathly quiet. There doesn't seem to be anyone here, so you imagine that you can probably investigate with impunity.
Wait a minute.
What?
How quiet? Like no creatures, no critters, nothing grazing, nothing flying.
Nothing.
That's the sign of a predator being very close by.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's us.
Yeah.
Make an investigation check or an awareness check.
I'm gonna go with awareness. And
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go awareness as well.
I know I just rolled awareness for
Damn.
looking at the prints, but may I check for this as well?
Yes, that is always an option. Just in case you somehow manage to do it better than everyone else.
Look. I mean,
Oh wow, look at that. Francois, you focus your intent and reach the conclusion that the place is quiet and empty because of the pollution. And you calm down for a brief moment. But you do note that it is odd that nothing has grown back, and that the Superfund site is still in a relative state of disrepair despite being an active Superfund site. You find that to be rather curious. Mercurio, you reach a similar conclusion, and as do you, Paco. The pollution is what is keeping things down, so you relax for a moment. There's nothing actively out here hunting, but you get the impression, based on the circumstances, that whatever did this wanted to make sure that no one came back here, which is curious.
Well, let's go inside.
You enter into the interior of the factory, and the place is a scorched out mess. There is molten metal on the walls, broken equipment that is melted down like glass, and a variety of things just kind of scattered about. Filing cabinets that have melted shut due to the heat. Etchings and carvings, claw marks here and there, and a really strange, incongruent markings, scorches that seem to have discolored where they landed, like some kind of strange chemical reaction, but you can't quite put your finger on it.
Interesting. So, upon just a close inspection of the pattern of the fire, does it look like it might have been intentional?
Give me an investigation roll.
Wait, I just hit investigation without modifying intelligence. There we go. And I fucked it up worse. Okay.
As you look around, you haven't quite seen enough to make that determination yet. Mercurio, Francois, anything that you want to investigate? Mercurio, Francois?
I don't think so. I mean, like, I don't know. I'm kind of just chilling.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I missed that last bit real quick.
It was just Paco checking to see if the fire was set purposefully.
Intentional? Oh, sorry. I'm gonna try to take a guess at what kind of chemical explosions these might be.
Good. Go ahead. You look at them, and you reach the conclusion that, these, from what your understanding of the chemistry these don't seem to fit anything you've seen before, but you haven't seen a lot.
Fair enough.
Is there any blood anywhere?
There is actually a lot of blood. You can't immediately detect blood, but you can see certain darkened stains where it seems blood was cooked due to the fire.
Oh, it's cooked. Oh.
Can we tell
Well,
how long ago this fire was?
Yes, that is an option.
Okay.
I
How
have
long ago?
the taste for blood skill.
Oh God.
Nice.
You just licking the walls.
I mean, if I can detect that it is blood, I might give it a try.
Okay. Mercurio, remind me as to what you were investigating.
How long ago this fire was?
It seems to have been a few years ago, maybe 4, 5 years ago. The place is strangely inert for that kind of time. Like, everything in here has a certain deadening quality to it that you can't quite put your finger on. Go ahead and make... Okay, so for your detecting blood thing, it's just like a free skill thing you can do, right?
Yeah, it's cost free. Resolve plus blood source 3. I don't know if I want to taste 3-year-old burnt blood.
You're a vampire. You're not going to get hurt by it.
All right. How do I roll this?
It's a little weird. I think you have to go to the perk, select it, and then click the resolve button, and then roll that.
Yeah. Here. Okay. Um, I just edited it so that it has a rollable
Oh,
factor.
if you all want, you can also edit the macros so that you can have your abilities quickly there, so you don't have to fumble around with it.
Hmm.
That might help things go a little swifter.
Let me
Cool.
see here. Yeah, I don't know how to set macros. I'm old. Um, well, I know my blood sorcery is level 3. Can I just roll 3 plus whatever?
Yeah, go ahead. All right, so you do whoops, hold on a second. You
My
click.
resolve is 2. Blood sorcery is 3.
There, I rolled it for you.
Okay.
You have to click
So
blood sorcery, and then it'll pop up and ask what you want. And there at the bottom, it'll say resolve. Then you click it.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, it's a difficulty 3. So was that a win?
Yeah.
With a win, the user can determine the resonance and intensity of the blood if human. They can also identify whether the blood belongs to a mortal, ghoul, vampire, or other supernatural creature. Tasting Vitae also determines the relative blood potency, and thus, like the generation band of vampire critical win doesn't apply here, so there.
You determine that the blood on the ground and the blood seemingly everywhere is lichen. It's werewolf blood. And there's a lot of it.
If the werewolves are involved, they may have been kept captive here.
Mercurio is going to give a solemn nod. I could hardly blame anything for potentially setting a fire to escape captivity. I don't know what else there is to see here, if that's truly all there is to it.
Well, we could see why they were here. See who brought them here. If they were indeed brought here. Without their choice. And why this place burned down, to be honest. We should not make assumptions.
Okay. Give me. There's still a few more things to investigate. So whatever you want to do in order to kind of scan the area and see what's relevant, roll whatever appropriate check your character would do on the present moment. Perception, awareness, investigation. I don't think insight applies because insight's just for people.
I'll go awareness.
Okay, 1 minute. Huh. Awareness is really interesting. Now, Francois, as you look around, you notice that there's something really odd about the burns and whatnot, but you can't put your finger on it. However, as you're looking around, you see that one of the walls seems to be bulging inward, indicating that whatever started the fire or what have you seems to have occurred on the other side.
Okay.
There is a door on the left side in the far corner of the room that is a little bit broken, but seems to enter into the area where the bulge is emerging from.
I vote we go through the door. Stealthily. Just in case.
That sounds good.
Well, you do reach a conclusion that the door in that wall seems to be a bit finicky, so opening it may destabilize the room. So you're going to take a little extra care in opening it to make sure that nothing like that happens.
Cool. Sneaky sneak.
Okay. Go ahead. Give me I don't know, subterfuge or whatever you believe is appropriate to get the door open safely.
I would have called
Dex-
that athletics,
yeah,
but
dexterity, I don't know. I give you.
yeah,
I'm
let's
gonna
do
go
it.
with dexterity and wits.
Okay, good idea.
I'll do.
Eight.
I'll
You
follow suit.
deftly open and prop the door open, preserving the integrity, and you enter into the next room. There are charred bones everywhere, uh, large blobs of molten metal, as far as you can tell, several collapsed walls, and it seems that the guts of the building have been exposed, and the upper floors are in equally dangerous condition.
Huh. Do we have any light sources?
Um, Not on you. I'm gonna say, for the sake of brevity, that you brought a flashlight and your
Right.
infinite foresight. You
Cool.
do you flick it on?
Well, yeah. I assume it's pretty dark.
Yeah, it's pretty dark in here. You flick it on and you start glancing around, and you can see charred bones, molten blobs of metal, the exposed inner guts of the factory, and just more charred and bones and
I'm gonna inspect the bones as I find them to determine their origin.
sure. Damn. Um, Werewolf, and as you go from each set of bones, werewolf, 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 and then human. One just weirdly ordinary human skeleton.
This does not sit well.
Indeed.
Yes.
The, is there any remnants of like what that molten metal used to be?
Because you got such a high investigation intelligence, you can tell that the molten blobs of metal seem to be storage cabinets or servers, some kind of repository for information.
So someone had a base of operations here and it got disrupted terribly. Or they didn't need it and wanted to leave no trace.
Mercuria is going to. His eyes are going to linger a bit more on the bones that the blood sorcerer pointed out as human, and just kind of mouth aloud, "Why? Why are the cattle involved? But here, why just one?"
What kind of senses does Mercurio have today?
Oh yeah, let's consult the little chart. Go pull up the chart, SJ, and let's see what we got here.
Alrighty, let's do that. Do. The chart is pinned, right?
Yeah, I think we pinned it.
Okay. Okay. Do. Damn it. I don't think that's. Did we not pin it? Huh. Nope, we didn't pin it. That's okay.
Oh, God
it's
is
fine.
dead.
No, it's fine, dude.
Just look up the 5 census chart and just do that, because then I just swap them
Yeah,
around.
honestly. Alright. Today, he is going to perceive, let's say, meow. Shit. Eeny, meeny, miny. Or you know what? He's gonna perceive sounds as taste.
Huh.
That's the same as yesterday. Do you want me to
No, that's very funny. The area,
the
the area to you is bland, and you can hear that. There's something strangely just bland about this place. That's unnatural, unnaturally bland.
Indeed.
Now, we have the werewolves, the single human body, and what seem to be molten file cabinets and several collapsed walls.
Mm-hmm. Um, do we have the book? Well, no, there's no way we have the book on us. Do we have the bookmark on it? Oh, it's silver. Never mind. Huh. I wonder if the bookmark led to something in here that no longer exists as well.
The coordinates lead to the dead center of this room.
I'm
I'm gonna start
would.
clearing away rubble at the bottom, like to see if there's like a hidden hatch or something.
Ooh, smart.
Good point.
As you bumble around, the floor seems to be solid concrete, and as you kind of piddle around using a stick and prodding along, you notice one thing. One of the walls has fallen over, and there's a strange bulge underneath one end of it, like it fell over on top of something and maybe insulated it.
I know all about strange bulges. Let me take a look at that.
All right.
No.
The wall has collapsed and it has formed over something. Do you want to chip away at the bricks and see what it is?
Yes.
You chip away, and you expose a filing cabinet, which seems to have been intact.
Beautiful. Francois, I could kiss you right now. Not
Okay.
literally. Not literally. Just gonna back
Yes, I
away.
wasn't sure about that.
Hopes dashed once again, Frenchie.
You open it up. I imagine you excavate it, prop it up, and start kind of just fumbling through it, right?
Yes.
Okay, give me some investigation rolls here.
Enthusiastic ass, yeah.
Pretty. And in fact, Mercurio is gonna take out his phone and start recording video.
Can we take a break in another 3 minutes? It'll be 8:30, and we can just like pause for about 5.
Yeah, actually, let's just take the fiver right now.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
We'll be
I
back.
mean, she's in the middle of a scene, and she's very excited. So.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
We can pause. We can pause.
Okay, yeah, because it's going to be a big info dump after this.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So
let's do that.
we'll be back at 8:32. See y'all. Welcome everyone, and welcome back to the wild and wonderful world of Werewolf Death Simulator. We arrive back in the middle of this bombed out area.
What? Sorry, go on.
Okay, you crack open a file cabinet. Now I'm going to need a D100 roll. Alright, you crack open the cabinets, and this one doesn't seem to be full of too many dreadfully interesting things. The folders are relatively neatly organized. They're a little dusty. A little bit of the heat caused some yellowing, but they're intact. They talk about a variety of research projects, zootropic viruses. One of the files just lists zootropic viruses, cross-contamination, things of that nature. The cabinet seems to be mainly full of research materials. One of them, however, is highlighted with a little red flag, and written in it in rather nice cursive. It says important. You slot that one out, pull it open, and it starts talking about the development of CRISPR, and you can see that there are little research articles tucked in there, and it seems that this occurred, whatever happened here, happened before CRISPR. And that it says, there's like hand notes and notations in it that say, oh, if we got our hands on this, we would actually be able to have the great journey start. We can restore Gaia. Things can actually come to fruition. Things will actually happen on the time scale that we want. But it's going to be difficult to break into the lab and steal something like this. We might have to wait for a more actionable version, but we can't wait while the Earth dies. Now, can we, brothers and sisters? And there's a bunch of other little notes like that, kind of indicating the struggling Earth, the amount of people encompassing everything, and that if they could just get their hands on this CRISPR, things would actually pan out.
God damn it! I always knew the hippies would be the end of us.
He's just gonna say, so, seems our furry friend was on the inside of an eco-terrorist. Wait a minute. I'm gonna
Is there
check if
something
anyone's...
wrong?
He's gonna check if anyone's behind them.
There's no one behind you.
Either he was in on it, or he was investigating, just like we are now.
Given what we know about him, I think it is far more likely that he was in on it.
We shouldn't rule out unusual styles of execution as a possibility to be cautious of.
True. But let us look at what we have now. We know that there was a eco-terroristic organization who had something to do with a zootropic virus, the same type of virus that is currently ravaging the population of Chicago. And it seems that we have come across the origins of, at the very least, the attempted origins of this virus.
Whether he was a victim or a conspirator, the fact remains the same that there are others there, and we must find them.
We
I
must.
agree.
Mercurio is going to take as many pictures as he can on his iPhone.
Theoretically, you could cart off the contents. It's a 5-drawer file cabinet. If you just each took a cabinet, you could just pop it out, slap it in the trunk, and you could probably steal the whole thing, honestly.
Oh, well,
I think we should try to do that. We're alone.
Yeah, we got time.
Alright, go ahead and just give me some, I don't know, some dexterity rolls to see how you manage to climb back up. Oh yeah, good, strength to shrink. You pull out a drawer. Pull out another drawer, you pull out another... Wow, look at this. Everyone's suddenly the fucking Hulk. Watch, Francois gonna fuck up. Or Francois gonna do something fucking cool.
Well, my strength is on par with my dexterity.
Wow, look at that. You all...
I just want to roll for flavor, dexterity and strength to see if I can hop over the fence again without issue.
While holding everything? Okay, go ahead. You just definitely hop over the fence with the thing. I'll say that you all managed to get all of them in one trip. Now, is there anything else that you want to investigate back at that little area?
They were definitely working out of there. Did we find anything, or did we see anywhere that it might look like they have samples of this virus?
It seems that whatever in the room where the central explosion occurred, the explosion was centered around the human skeleton. And the explosion was so vast and it tore through everything that it destroyed seemingly everything in there that was used for their little research project.
It's unfortunate.
The files will have more information for you.
Yeah, the paperwork's probably fine.
Now, is there anything else that we want to investigate here, or are we done with the spooky factory in St. Louis?
Mercurio will take one last look around, see if it is anything at all. The look is almost more of paranoia and existential pain than anything else. And then they will move. And then he is ready to move.
Are you doing this inside the factory or outside of it next to the car?
Outside of it next to the car.
Alright, go ahead. Give me a awareness intelligence check.
After Mercurio does that, I think I might do a once through with awareness and wits just to see if there's any hidden subflooring spots, anywhere where things might have rolled into, anything useful.
Mercurio, the incongruent fire and the other associated things associated around that human skeleton scream suspicious to you. You think it would be wise to go back and sniff around that body and see if whatever is missing from your gaze can be elucidated.
I'm gonna convey that to the other two.
Okay.
And then so I'll go through on my walkthrough. Wow.
There is the taint of the occult in here. The fire
no.
does not seem normal. Give me an occult roll.
Oh no, I don't want to lick the taint. Oh, jeez, man.
You lick the taint. Anyway, as Paco comes in, now Francois, is there anything you want to do to assist in the investigation?
No, I'm also gonna just do my general awareness wits.
Alright, go ahead. Okay, I'll go with Francois. Francois, whatever caused this destruction in here is unlike anything you've seen. You've seen cannonballs, you've seen fire, you've seen pyrotechnics, you've seen it all. This is not chemistry at work here. This is something else. Now, Paco, you look around and you get the whiff of the occult. That the human that was here did something. Something happened. You don't know precisely what. Maybe the wolves killed them. Maybe the human killed themselves. But the human's death caused some kind of response that resulted in this destruction.
Well,
Any thoughts?
is it just skeletons? It's just bones, right?
Yeah, it's just bones.
Let's collect the bones, see if our good doctor can help us determine cause of death.
Ooh, that's interesting. Alright, you go ahead and pocket away the human bones. Okay.
Paco the pocket.
Paco the pocketer. Alright, I'm thinking right now is actually a good time to close out the session. Is everyone fine with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want Ken to miss out too much crap. Alright, we will meet in 2 weeks. I'm going to say that you all skedaddle back to Chicago with all the materials, and so that Ken can kind of just quickly slip in.
Well, hold on. Let's also spend a nice weekend there, have a good time, meet some friends, eat them, and then go.
All right, you spend a nice day a night in St. Louis.
Okay.
All right, thank you everyone. Let me just close out the recording really quick, and see you all on April 10th.